Good morning. Don't hesitate to let me know if the sound is off. Good to connect with you. So 45 minutes and we're going to move and we'll keep moving. So I invite you, let's get started. To find a comfortable position on your back. We'll start on our back first in relaxed position and then start to wake up our core. Our core is a tube all the way around, defined by many and myself from the neck to the hips. Okay, so we'll get into the entire process, combination, and breathing is the most important factor. There may be background noise. My big mutt dog is outside and sometimes she'll bark, so I apologize ahead of time because that's on garbage day, a great possibility. So I hope you're well. I hope you're enjoying this new season, and I hope that you're finding connections with nature and the sunshine and just little pockets in the day where you're taking care of yourself. Okay, let's get started. So 45 minutes of movement. Today I thought I'd focus on a strong power flow. Some classes when I teach, we hold poses for quite a long time. We'll just keep moving a little bit more in this focused on breath. Let's come into our relaxed position. Your feet can be on the ground or legs straight. Adjust your body in a way that just feels heavy and comfortable. Rock the head side to side. Take a few deep breaths. Breaths that are moving, and when we say deep, down, bottom of the ribs, the belly, the side ribs, our back lungs. This is the essential piece in our practice. So during this class, we may speed up the breath at times. No matter the pace of breath, make sure the breath measurement is comfortable and deep. When you notice that you're breathing shallow and you're tightening around the jaw and the neck, that's inefficient breathing. So always consider taking a break. Let's bring hands to our belly. Actually, let's bring one hand to our chest, one hand to our belly. Take a couple of breaths and pay attention to the pattern of breathing. Maybe some of us just have a habit of breathing shallow. So allowing the head to fall heavy, just allowing this lengthening, and in a way, even though we're laying down, this lifting of the bottom of the ribs, creating that space. And if you notice that it's your chest that's moving most, when you breathe, allow your belly to move just a little bit more. So that might mean you take longer breaths, as well as deeper. So I'll remind you often to connect to this quality breath. Let's start to wiggle out the toes and the fingers, check in with the body, circle the hands and feet. Any injuries that are bugging you, always honor the body, honor what your body is saying. It's always talking to us. Stretch out. So toes to fingers, stretch and yawn, stretch and breathe. Let's scoop the knees to chest, rock the body side to side. Breathing into your back space. Feel free to turn your knees one way and the other way. Release the left leg, heel hovers the mat. Draw your right knee towards your right shoulder. Just take a couple of breaths as you straighten the straight leg as much as you possibly can. And push through the heel, lengthening the back of that leg. One more breath. And then switch. So my right leg is straight. Push through the heel, squeeze every muscle you can in that straight leg. Tighten the belly. One more breath. And switch. You're welcome to sit up slightly, chin off the chest, and at your own pace, just begin to switch side to side. You're welcome to move faster. Sometimes what happens when we move faster is we lose that containment. So I'm a fan of slowing down first. Feel free to focus on the straight leg. Push through that heel, squeeze your bum, and then switch. And then as you're starting to warm up, you can always put your head back down. Begin to wake up your lower abdominals like a belt, drawing the navel towards your spine. Keep the breath strong. So regularly during class, I'll count from 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees to chest. I find counting from 10 just takes forever. Sometimes I'll count from 20. Let's lift the knees now. Bend them, hands to the front of the thighs, as though you have suspenders on. Bottom of the ribs, top of the pelvis. Let's shorten that distance as you tighten around your navel. Lift the head and push as hard as you can with breath. Inhale. Long, long exhale. Push, push, push. Inhale. Feel free to exaggerate your exhale. Continue to press. Exhale is a great combination to kind of zip up the core. Touch the very bottom of your exhale. It's a wonderful tool. Exhale. Take 3 more breaths. And 1 more. Lay down. Let's straighten the legs. Push your heels up. Keep the belly toned. Point the toes. And then push your heels up. Flex the front of your legs. Point the toes. And then flex. Let's circle one way and the other way. Everything is connected. I'm learning more and more about how every single part of our life is connected. It's like magic. Okay, feet to the ground, sway the knees. Let's take a breath. Gentle bridge waves. Set your feet in the number 11. Lift your hips, tuck the shoulders under you. Drop the ribs so we're not emphasizing the neck. Lift your pelvis higher and try squeezing your bottom. Focusing here on deep diaphragm breathing. So at the bottom of the rib cage, breathe in a way that you're feeling the rib cage move all the way around. Lifting. So now let's take a big breath in. Push your hips up. Exhale, hover. Inhale, push the hips high. Drop the ribs. Exhale, hover. Inhale, press up a little bit higher, kind of like you're tucking your tail up, and hover. Lift. And hover. If your breath is deep, you can speed it up. Be aware of if you're starting to feel strain anywhere. That's where the breath comes in. Strain adds to the tension. Keep going. That reduces mobility. In a way, it like squeezes the life out. Okay, now to our hold. You can tuck the shoulders under. Root your heels. Lift your hips. Drop the ribs. Aim to push your tailbone as high as you can. And now imagine you've got a block between your heels and you're squeezing that block in. And you're trying to drag that block towards your bum. Push your hips higher. Dig your heels into the ground. Breathe deeply. And instead of me counting, take 3 of your biggest breaths yet. This time when you exhale, push higher. Prepare at the top of your last breath. Inhale. Lower the hips. Exhale all the way to the ground. Take a breath in. Sway the knees one way. And a breath out. Sway the knees the other way. Really good. Wrap your right leg around your left tightly. So binding your legs. Lift your arms. Bring your right arm under your left and twist high. Let's focus on the legs first. Lift your legs. Your legs are tightly crossed, and try and bring your toes as close to your ankle as you can. Slide your heels towards the end of the mat and draw the rib cage down. Now, bring your knees towards your belly, and you can sit up, elbows to knees, lay down. And as your legs hover, try to contain the ribs, tighten the suspenders. Pull the knees in, sit up, lay down. And you can link your breath however. So I tend to exhale to sit up and inhale, lay down. Feel free to switch up the pattern. The reason I'm moving slowly in this version is it's really easy to sort of let go of the security in the abdomen. Aim for 3 more. And we'll meet in our pulse. And sit up, and now begin to pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Now stretch out the body, legs straight, arms overhead. Let's pull the knees to chest and do that again. Draw the rib cage down, reach, and knees to chest. You can sit up, reach, knees to chest. Reach, knees to chest. When you reach, really tighten your suspenders. Reach, reach. Good. One more. Lay your head down. Place your feet down. Left leg up. Cross the left tightly as you can without compromising the knee. Lift your legs and then bring your feet close together. Sometimes I can tuck my toes under. Contain the ribs, so shorten the suspenders, and combine that with sliding your heel towards the end of your mat. Left arm under. You can also hug instead of twist tie. Bring your knee towards your chest, sit up if you like, and then slide. Heels towards the end, toes to the end. Sit up and slide. When your legs are hovering, really draw the rib cage down. Securing around the bottom of the ribs. 3 more. To our hold. Let's go. Sit up for 5, 4, 3. Squeeze and release. Nicely done. Feet to the ground. Big breath in. Fill up the belly if you like. And breath out. Okay, bring your feet pretty close together. Move your heels towards your bum. Lift your hips. Arrange your feet like the number 11. So moving into a bit of a deeper bridge pose. Still the emphasis is hips up, ribs down a bit. Press your palms to the ground. Keep the arms straight. And begin to focus on your feet at first. Feel free to lift the toes and push your big toe mound into the ground in the middle of the heels. And that creates sort of a dragging action. I like to imagine a block between my feet, squeeze that pretend block, and try and drag it towards your hands. Wake up the hamstrings. And then lift a bit higher. Imagine you've got a block between your knees and feet. You're squeezing and trying to drag with your heels towards your fingers. You can rearrange your feet differently. Lift the hips, drop the ribs, lift the hips, drag the heels towards your hands, activating the hamstring connection for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower slowly and take a slow breath in. And out, ready to flow soon. Open out your wings. Arms out to the side like the letter T. Lift your knees, bend them, draw the rib cage down, sway the knees to the right, sway the knees to the left. Really gentle, deeper if you like, or less. Anchoring your arms on the ground. So thankful for this beautiful day and this season. One more side. And then lift back up and place your feet down. Take a full breath in. We're almost done with our core, and then we will flow strong. Lift the knees back up. Bring your hands to the back of your head. First, lay down without sitting up. You can sit up later. And open your elbows wide. Try and keep your elbows like this when we sit up. So now sit up. You can always put your feet down if it's too much. So the first thing that happens is this feeling of sort of pulling my head forward. Instead, open your elbows, lengthen your neck. Now right leg straightens, draw the ribs down, sit up higher and very slightly twist to the left. For 5, 4, push your heart up, 2 and 1, lay down, left leg straight, sit up and slightly twist to the right for 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1, switch, twist to the left knee. Instead of the elbow leading, lead with your chest for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can either go faster or totally let go. Just make sure you're feeling that original connection. So you're leading with your chest. Go faster and faster if you're feeling that containment in the ribs. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done, you guys. Our last bridge pose on our back. Maybe for this time. Move your feet wider, toes are out, push your hips up, and tuck the shoulders under you. So sometimes I'll just bend my elbows, fingers to the sky or palms down. Drive your tailbone up, feet are wider, and this time, tug your knees apart like you have an elastic band around your shins. Press your hips up. Let's start to lift the heels, lower the heels, lift the heels, lower the heels, lift and lower. Continue to work as you're waking up some of these chain connections. Lifting your tailbone even higher and higher. And then you can also explore kind of flattening out your back. So shortening your suspenders and pushing your tailbone up. So now let's place our feet flat. Lift the hips. Squeeze your left glute. So bring your tailbone towards the left like you're pointing it to your left hip and up. And now to the right hip and up. Push through the heel. Left hip and up. The right hip and up. Good. Left and up. Hold. To the right. Hold. Lift. Kind of like you're tracing a smile with your tailbone. Side to side. Keep going. And try and really point that tailbone right up into that hip. Squeeze the glute. Side to side. Exaggerate the movement if you can. Keep lifting your hips higher and higher. One more each side. And then come back to center. Lift for 5, 4, 3. Lift, lift, and lower. Full breath in. You can sway the knees one way and the other way. And a long breath out. All right. Let's take ourselves into a table now, a table position. Stacking our shoulders over the wrists and knees, hips over the knees. So really common that our wrists start to get sore and tired. So right off the bat, make sure your shoulder is over the wrist or slightly behind, and your fingers are spread wide. And if you notice the thumb side of your hand is lifting, try to press the thumb side of your palm down too. Okay, so you're really pressing every point of your hand you can into the ground, even your fingers. Drop the belly, let's stretch out all that ab work. And then round, Really your upper back. Inhale as you drop the belly. And exhale to push your heart towards the sky. Inhale through your back. So when you exhale, press your heart towards your spine. Inhale. And exhale, one more like that. Good. Come to a flat back. Moving into our downward facing dog. So you can walk your hands forward a little bit. Let's tuck under the toes and lift into down dog. So if you were to look sideways in a mirror and it looks like your back is really round, bend your knees and really lift your tailbone up. So it feels like you're really lengthening and straightening out your low back. You can root your heels a little more. It doesn't mean they touch the ground. So there's this lifting of the seat and drawing the heels down. Move into your high plank pose. So shoulders are over wrists. Walk your feet back until your back body feels super duper straight. From the back of the head, down your spine, tailbone to heels. Push through the ground, rooting the hands. Keep the chest broad. And notice what happens when you get tired. It's called being human. You're allowed. Notice if the neck is shrinking, the head is dropping. Keep the upper back a little bit like it's puffed. And then navel drawn in, suspenders tight. Downward facing dog. And back to plank. We're going to exhale as we come forward. Inhale, downward dog. Really slow for now. Exhale. Inhale. I know this is reverse chaturanga. Use your exhale to really cinch, tighten those suspenders. Lift and forward. Check in with the shoulders. So my hands are starting to feel tired. So as you're doing this, try to press different points of your hand into the ground. Maybe your first finger knuckle. One more. Come forward, hold. Knees to the ground. Chaturanga. It's the yoga thing that is most talked about. So now let's set up our plank with our knees on the ground. First, straighten your body. Back of the head included. When you bend your elbows, your body and neck don't change. It's actually a pull-up. Bend your elbows and drag your body towards the top of the mat. Upper back stays flat. Lay on your belly. With your hands lightly on the ground, squeeze your elbows in. Lift your chest a little bit and lengthen your neck. Tug your hands lightly towards your hips. Triceps wake up. Upper back is strong. Elbows squeeze in. Put your knees down. Slowly in a straight line, push up, arms straight, and tuck the toes, downward dog. So we're going to practice that again. High plank, knees down. Our elbows do not change position. When we bend our elbows, they stay where they are. We're just pulling our body forward and then coming to the belly. Lift the chest this time. Reach your arms back. Lift your legs, chest and arms. And squeeze your feet together. Feel free to roll out those wrists. Breathing. So now try to straighten your arms as much as you can. Straighten your legs as much as you can. Push the top of the head forward. Create more distance between the top of your head to your toes. Start to bend your elbows. Hands back to the ground. Place your knees down and push up. Back to down dog. Now we'll walk our feet to our hands. Lightly rest your fingers on the ground. Lift your chest. Bend your knees enough that your low back isn't an upside down C. Reach your tailbone back and then drop the head gently. Stand up slowly. Reach up, lift your heart, lift your arms. Lower your arms down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend the knees and pull your body forward and over the legs. You can let the head drop. Halfway lift, fingers on the floor. Just reach your heart forward and tuck your shoulder blades back a little bit, opening the chest. Hands to the ground, walk or step into your straight line plank, and I recommend lowering the knees. First, flatten your upper back. Chest is open and your suspenders are tight. When you bend your elbows, pull your body towards the top of the mat and then lay down. Lift your chest, tug the elbows back. Push up, tuck the toes. Moving into downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Step or walk your feet to your hands. With your fingers on the floor, bend your knees and just lift your chest. Upper back flattens, chest is open. Bow the head. You can gently drop it. And then stand up, reach up, lift your heart, and move right into your flow. Lifting your heart, flattening your upper back. You can bring your hands to your shins and then hands to the ground, lowering the knees or not. So elbows stay where they are. First, straighten your spine. When you bend your elbows, it could be more beneficial for your shoulders just to bend them a little. And then push up back to plank, where you can choose to back bend a little bit. So open your chest, shoulders over wrists, and then pull in your belly as you roll to downward dog. Take a breath cycle, and then step or walk forward. Either hands on the ground or hands to shins. Slowly halfway lift. You're reaching your seat back, heart forward, and then bow, stand up, reach up, and then lower your arms down. Moving into our chair pose. Reach up, reach forward, and bend the knees. Really strengthen your breath here. Focus on your feet. Just like when we were in bridge, you can place your feet differently. So let's bring our feet pretty close together, unless that bothers your knees, and pull the hips back and down. Slightly, almost to the point that you would kind of wobble back. Focus on dragging your feet apart, different than when we dragged them in when we were in bridge. Exhale to tighten the suspenders and bend the knees even more. If it helps, it does for me sometimes, push your palms together. When you exhale, really press your palms together to wake up core engagement. So now lift your heels. Bend the knees more or straighten your legs. Big breaths here. Allow yourself to challenge, to focus, to breathe. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and reach up, heels and arms down. Slowly flow. Inhale, lift. And exhale, bow. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale to plank. Working on your form, so straighten the body. You can lower your knees. Bend the elbows over the wrists against your ribs. Point your toes. Roll onto the tops of the feet if the knees are up. Open and back bend if that feels good. And roll back into downward facing dog. So now, raise your right leg as high as you can. Gently bring your left heel towards the ground as you push your right heel higher. Keep the legs straight. Take a breath in and shift forward. Breath out. Drop the hips. Inhale. And exhale. Drop the hips. Push that heel up. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Now we're holding here. Bring your knee to your chest and just kick back. Knee to chest, kick back. Stay in plank. Kick. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sweep the leg high. So bend your knee. Step between your hands. When you're ready, raise your arms. Bend the elbows. And bend the back knee. Think about tucking your tailbone under. Shortening the suspenders. Hover that knee. You can take a shorter stance. Then straighten. And when you exhale, hover. You can even go really strong exhale. Inhale, since we're not in the hot room. Exhale. Three more. And you probably guessed it, to our hold. But this time, bend both knees as much as you can. Straighten your arms. And then take your right hand to your back, tuck your tail, and side bend to the right. Left arm reaches over. I'm just going to scratch a mosquito bite. One more breath. And we're breathing our arms. Reach up. Straighten. When you're ready, take your back foot sideways and flat. Drop the shoulders. Open your chest. And find your warrior. Those of you who want to work at a deeper depth, you can open your stance. And then bend the front knee so the bottom of your thigh is more parallel to the ground. Create traction, tucking your feet in. Holding here. Try to add a little bit of movement as long as your base feels good. Let's reach our right arm up. Lunge a little bit deeper. Reach back. Inhale. We're going to come back to warrior 2. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Fill the ribs. Exhale. Tighten the belly and even sink a little deeper. Inhale. And exhale, back leg is strong. Inhale. And exhale, one more like that. We're going to keep our lunge. Come back to your warrior 2. Let's bring our hands to our ribs. Remember to breathe. Breathe sideways. Move those ribs. And while you're here, angle your torso in line with the back leg. Reach your right arm down and imagine I just handed you a little kettlebell or a weight. So now bend that front knee, tighten the belly, and lift that weight slightly up as you lunge deeper. Left arm can do whatever you want, up or angle or even on the hip. So use your hand to gently press the thigh out. Think about tugging your front foot back, maybe lunging a bit deeper as you also lift a bit. Take one more big breath. Release. Drop that pretend weight. Lift up. We're going to inhale here. And then exhale, lean. Inhale. Exhale, tighten the belly. Inhale. You can lunge deeper. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And now practice windmilling. Exhale. You can pause. Inhale. And then plank. Exhale. Inhale. Chaturanga. Exhale. Inhale up. And downward dog. Exhale. Okay, left leg lifts. Really high. Pause here. Push that heel high. Gently draw the right heel towards the ground. This is my left leg lifting. So reversing a bit of that chaturanga flow. We're going to inhale now. Exhale forward. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. You can speed it up. Just make sure your breath is complete, deep and strong. Three more. Good job, you guys. Those of you with me still. Okay, remember our hold. Super fun. Need a chest kick. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale and step forward. Exhale. Raise the arms and lunge. Exhale. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, squeeze. Inhale. Exhale, deep breath. Long exhales. Great combination. 3 more. And then you guessed to our hold. I'll meet you there. Flatten out the low back. Shorten your suspenders. So I've got left arm to my back. Right arm reaches up. Side bend, hover, tuck, and breathe. Squeeze your right glute. Shorten your suspenders with your exhale. Reach up. Straighten and find warrior 2 on this side. All right, left knee bends. Decide the distance. Feel free to go deeper. You can always come in and out. Open your wings and take a breath. Kind of tucking your feet towards the center of your mat. Finding your lunge. Inhale, gently reach. And exhale, contain. Inhale, dance. And exhale, warrior 2. Inhale. And exhale. Check in with your breath. So my breath is kind of quivery today. So I would actually come out of my lunge. Find that calm breath. Or else I'm starting to tap too much into my sympathetic nervous system. 1 more. So left hand gently presses. There's a tendency to drop and kind of curve down. Instead, lunge deeper, that's harder work, and lift, kind of lengthening both sides of the ribs. And then imagine you're holding something heavy, and use your exhales like you're going to brace and lift. Find that breath, our greatest tool. It connects everything. One more big breath. So we'll come right up on our inhale, and then exhale, return. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale. Move at your own pace. Let's do 3 more. So now we'll prepare with an inhale. Practice a windmill as you exhale. Frame and step back. Take a breath in. And then exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, just push up or upward dog on the tops of the feet. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Pull forward to plank. Lower your knees and lower to your belly. Reach back. Lift your legs, arms, and chest. Option to bend the knees and now catch your feet. Let's bring the knees a little bit closer compared to wider unless your joints say no. It's hard for me to talk, so let's take 5 breaths as you lift your chest and try to pull your arms back with the kick. And slowly release. Bring your palms to the ground. When you're ready, make your way into your child's pose. You can wiggle your knees apart. Lengthen your spine, reach through your tailbone back. Finishing in our camel pose. I love finishing that way. So posture of open. So rise up when you're ready. Move to your knees. You can double your mat if the ground is hard or your floor. Standing on the knees. And then first, let's align our ears over our shoulders. And also lengthen our low back. Little bit of tightening of those suspenders, like I always say. Hands to bump. Lift your heart, and this might be enough. So keep the hips over the knees. And begin to, with a long neck, trace your gaze further back. Notice anywhere it feels like you're sinking, collapsing, or dropping, and create a sense of support. And lift if you'd like to. You're welcome to reach for your heels. Gradually rise up. Drawing the shoulders over the ears. Dropping the arms. Breathing in. And breathing out. I invite you now to come to a comfortable position, and after this class, sometime today, do a more restorative class, like a body bliss or maybe a yin, or your own kind of down regulating stretches, especially before bed. So finding a comfy position, maybe there's some movements that you're craving. And now I invite you to close your eyes. Pay attention to your breathing, and it's just lifestyle and habit where humans tend to think a lot, yeah? It's not always a bad thing. I'm going to say sometimes I wish some of my family would think a little bit more. Anyway, dropping down into the body, and that's almost literal in terms of breath. So if your breath is up around your shoulders, your neck, guess what happens? Jaw tightens, shoulders tighten. So now wherever you are, just invite the breath to take a little bit longer. So not forcing it, just go deeper. Allowing the diaphragm to move. That beautiful muscle that begins to, when it moves all the way around the bottom of the rib cage, underneath, it begins to become like a massage for the organs, the blood flow, nerve flow. And I'm learning a little bit more about the vagus nerve and how it begins to stimulate, tone the vagus nerve, which is a powerful messenger, like a highway from our brain to our gut and to most organs. So opening up that beautiful network of information that sustains, heals, that calms our hyper response, stress response, and creates a more robust, resilient response to stress, which I think we can all use during these times, hey? Our immune system, speaking of, it's all connected. And one of the most powerful tools is our breath, and learning how to find quality breath. Taking about 3 or 4 more breaths, just to allow the body to process your practice. And I hope you have the best day. And I also hope that you connect in a way where you choose the tone of your day. create boundaries around your sanctuary, your experience. And be nutrified in the five senses: sight, sound, taste, touch. Take care of yourself. Do something fun today. Find something that makes you laugh. Thanks for joining. Namaste.